"25 Crazy Facts and Interesting Facts About Fresh Vegetarianism Nutrition That Will Amaze You." The first Renaissance figure to advocate vegetarianism was Leonardo da Vinci. However, other influential figures, such as Immanuel Kant and René Descartes, did not believe humans had any ethical obligations toward animals. Benjamin Franklin was an early American vegetarian, though he later became a meat-eater again. He introduced tofu to America in 1770. Russian author Leo Tolstoy gave up meat because he was concerned about animal cruelty. He claims that eating meat is unnecessary, leads to animalistic feelings, excites human desires, and encourages fornication and drunkenness. A recent study argues that people who eat tofu and other plant-based foods have a better sex life than meat eaters. It claims that certain plants influence hormone levels and sexual activity. According to one study, while women view vegetarian men as more principled, they also consider them wimps and less macho than those who eat meat. While Hitler wasn't willing to institute the policy during World War II, he did believe that vegetarianism could be key to Germany's military success. He claimed that Caesar's soldiers lived entirely on vegetables and the Vikings wouldn't have been able to undertake their expeditions if they depended on a meat diet. A 2006 survey reveals that 6% of people in England are vegetarian, making the UK the European country with the largest proportion of its population that is vegetarian. French philosopher Voltaire used the antiquity of Hinduism to launch a devastating blow to the Bible's claims of dominance and acknowledged that the Hindus' treatment of animals represented a shaming alternative to the viciousness of European imperialists. One of the first famous vegetarians was the Greek philosopher Pythagoras, who lived at the end of the 6th century BC. In fact, the term Pythagorean diet was commonly used for a plant-based diet until the term vegetarian was coined in the 19th century. Several studies indicate that it would have been biologically impossible for humans to evolve large brains on a raw vegan diet. They conclude that meat eating was crucial in human evolution. Vegetarians such as the Manichaeans and Cathars were considered heretics and were persecuted during the medieval Inquisition. The word vegan is derived from the word vegetarian. It was first used in 1944 when Elsie Shrigley and Donald Watson thought that the word vegetarian included too many types of animal byproducts and did not encompass a completely plant-based diet. An Oxford, England, study concluded that meat eaters were 2.5 times more likely to develop gallstones than non-meat eaters. Scientists concluded that the low-fat, high-fiber diet of vegetarians decreased the risk of developing gallstones. Vegetarianism is still required for yogis in Hatha Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. Eating meat is said to lead to ignorance, sloth, and an undesirable mental state known as tamas. A vegetarian diet, on the other hand, leads to sattvic qualities that are associated with spiritual progress. In the 20th century, English schoolmasters recommended that students become vegetarians as a way to curb their appetites for self-abuse. While vegetarian diets tend to be lower in calories and higher in fiber, which makes a person feel more full, some vegetarian diets can cause higher caloric intake than a meat diet if they include a lot of cheese and nuts. A 2008 study by Time magazine approximates the number of U.S. vegetarians at 7.3 million adults, or 3.2% of the population. Of these, 0.5% or 1 million are vegans. The China study makes several arguments, including that a plant-based diet plays a critical role in determining how genes are expressed, either good or bad. 2. Controls the negative effects of unhealthy chemicals. 3. Can help resolve chronic diseases. And 4. Will create health in all areas of our lives. The China study also argues that there are no nutrients in animal proteins that are better than plant-based proteins. Ethical vegans are vegans who reject the commodity status of animals or animals that are used for shelter, food, or clothing. The vegetarian movement has been influenced by ancient ethics of abstinence, early medical science that noted similarities between humans and animals, and Indian philosophy that promotes kindness to animals. Famous vegetarians include Leonardo da Vinci, Henry Ford, Brad Pitt, Albert Einstein, Ozzy Osbourne, and, debatably, Hitler. A Buddhist vegetarian, Su-vegetarianism, will not eat any animal products nor vegetables in the allium family, such as onion, garlic, leeks, chives, and shallots, because the smell of these fetid vegetables is offensive and angers up the blood. Jain vegetarians will eat dairy but not eggs, honey, or root vegetables. The only vegetables with all 8 types of essential amino acids in sufficient amounts are lupin beans, soy, hemp seed, chia seed, amaranth, buckwheat, and quinoa. However, the essential amino acids can be achieved by eating other vegetables if they are in a variety. Food, especially eating meat, has been a central question of Christian history. Many theologians argue that the vegetarian diet is the most compatible with Christian values, such as mercy and compassion.